So the sacral chakra is our second chakra. It is the chakra which represents and helps us have our desires, helps us become pleasure seekers. It's the right to feel, it's the right to connect emotionally with people. So it's a very, very important chakra. When the sacral chakra is balanced, you will see that people are very social. They find it very comfortable to go out there, network. They put themselves out there. They are pleasure seekers. They have desires. They want to achieve things. They have a good balance of being spiritual as well as materialistic. So it's an amazing chakra, and it's very important for us to make sure that this particular chakra is balanced, because this chakra stores all the emotions that we have. So once we let go and balance this chakra, you will be able to navigate through your life extremely effortlessly. So as I mentioned, this is like your emotional bank, okay? It saves, it stores all the energy, all the trauma. It saves everything and stores things that we've been through from our childhood. And these cause blocks, because if these blocks are there, you're not going to be able to have a good relationship. You're not going to go there, socialize with people. You'll be extremely awkward and you'll just live in a shell. So to fix this, it's important for you to understand and look within yourself and say, hey, do I have any old wounds? Do I have any scars which I have not expressed, which are traumatizing me even now subconsciously? Because on a conscious level, we may all be very happy, we may come across as these jovial people, but why is it that people lead dual lives? Most people lead dual lives because of these deep wounds which they haven't been able to address over these years of their life. All human beings are designed or built in such a way to experience guilt. Guilt is a very intrinsic part of our lives. We all go through guilt at some time or the other. We all have skeletons in our closet. We all have done things which probably ashamed of a bit, not being able to express, not being able to communicate with others, and they sit in us. And this guilt is horrible, because the minute we have guilt, it blocks our swadhisthana. Example, suppose a spouse cheats on the wife or a husband. The husband may never know or the wife may never know, but the person who has cheated lives with that guilt. And that guilt makes them stop having a good relationship with themselves and the people around us. So that's why it's human to err. People make mistakes, but the minute you make a mistake, to get rid of the guilt, you have to forgive yourself and forgive what you've done and move on. Let go. Don't sit with that guilt, because that's going to make you suffer throughout your life. Let go. So who hasn't had any trauma in life? We've all had trauma. We've either dealt with a loss, we've dealt with something that, probably we can't even talk about, and it's there sitting in us, blocking our chakra. And because we have that trauma sitting there, you will see that you start either getting into a lot of addictions because you want to numb that pain and numb that trauma. So it's very important for you to say, yes, I have trauma. Acknowledge the trauma. Give yourself the permission to feel that pain, experience that pain, hold it close to you and say, listen, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to forgive myself. I am going to let go of the trauma. Because the minute you start looking outside to numb that trauma is still going to stay in you, creating havoc in your body. We all know that sexual abuse and violation is a very common thing, not only with the girls but also with the boys. And how often can a child or anyone come out there and say, listen, Mama, Papa, I was sexually abused. It was such a common thing in the early 80s and 90s, where ragging was so common in the boys' universities and the hostels. Our girls have been molested and sexually abused by family members, and no one has spoken about it. What happens is, when a child is sexually abused, even if they're little, it stays with them. It doesn't go away. It stays. It's like this dark shadow that keeps looming in their life even as they get old. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to spoil your life because of someone doing something to you? Was that your fault? It wasn't your fault. It's very important for you to first start by forgiving yourself. And even if you don't like it, you have to forgive that other person. Because the minute you forgive everybody and say that, hey, listen, this horrible thing happened to me, it's not my fault, I am going to work on healing my swadhisthana. I'm going to work on healing that chakra, because only if there is no blockage there, I will be in a position to have a better sexual relationship with my partner. I will be able to understand what my true sexuality is, because all these incidents that happen in a teenager's life or in a child's life scars them even with regard to their sexuality. So please don't sit there feeling guilty. Please start healing your sacral chakra. Let's talk about how to deal with an abortion. Now, abortion is something, it's a situation which we should avoid being in, but it happens. When an abortion happens, what happens is you get scarred emotionally and physically as well as spiritually, and this scar stays with you for the rest of your life. When there's a sexual abuse or a rape, you also get a certain amount of empathy at times from families, but what happens in a case of abortion? You are shamed. You are shattered, and no one gives you empathy. No matter how liberal the world is today, no one is going to sit there and say, especially parents, are not going to give you that empathy you need. So do you want to live with that pain? Do you want to live with that guilt? It's important to tell yourself that yes, I got into the situation, I have harmed my body, I have harmed myself, I probably have even harmed this little soul that chose me to be a parent. When you feel really bad, what I tell people to do is say a little prayer. Do a little puja, anything to heal, the trauma that you've been caused or the trauma that you feel you've caused on that soul. There are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of, mandirs where you can just pay online and do a Shanti puja. Do these small things. Have a friend who's not going to make you feel miserable about your life, because you can express this to someone who is a friend and who has your back and truly loves you. Please do not sit with this pain, because this will affect you even in your late 30s, 40s, 50s. And abortion can be traumatic no matter what age we are in. Even if we are in our 30s, even if we are in our 40s, basically our land is so spiritual that you feel you've actually destroyed another soul. So when you are feeling that way, please do a Shanti Puja for yourself, for that soul, and get out of it. Let go and start enjoying your life from now. I think in this chaotic, busy lives that we are leading, we're all connected with people, but actually we are disconnected. We are neglecting some of our family members, some of our friends by just being, liking their Instagram posts. That doesn't mean we know what's going on in their life. So what's happening now is people are very, very lonely. We lack that nurturing. It's very important for people, especially if you've been through any trauma or any kind of abuse, to connect with people physically. Go hug somebody, ask someone to hug you, because you know what? Touch is a real healer. A hug, like they say, Jadoo ki jappi, it is a real healer. So if you can't have someone do it for you, do it for yourself. Just give yourself a hug. Hold yourself, touch your heart and say, listen, I've been through a lot. I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm here to support myself and give myself all the love and energy that I need. And the more we touch, the more we tap, the more we allow people to hug us, to touch us on our forehead or on our crown, you'll start feeling that divine healing energy percolating through your body. And again, it is a great way to heal. Our culture is such that we stop touching, we stop hugging, but giving a good hug. Make sure you hug everyone in your family every day and be there for them emotionally, spiritually, as well as physically. It is very important to heal the sacral chakra, because if we don't heal the sacral chakra, we will look at ways of numbing the sacral chakra. We may probably start drinking or get into a lot of addictions. When you drink, what happens is you start feeling a little happier, a little more relaxed, because there is a flow of upward energy and it goes to your prefrontal cortex, and eventually you start letting go and you start being a little more social and friendly and probably more talkative. But you know what? There's just a movement of upward energy. There's nothing really coming down because it evaporates, and then when the nasha is gone, you start feeling even more miserable. So then you realize that you've really not done any healing. So numbing is not a way to heal. If you want to heal, you have to tap into all your childhood wounds. You'll have to do a lot of inner child healing. You have to become your best friend. You have to become the right parent, the right angel who's going to tell yourself that, listen, Baba, whatever happened, happened. Wasn't meant to happen, but this is life. It's full of games, it's full of tricks. We all have good experiences and bad experiences, but let go and forgive. So when you say that, you will start feeling a lot more connected with yourself, and you'll stop looking for outside activities to numb your pain. Every day when you wake up in the morning, you just tell yourself that I'm releasing all the pain, I'm releasing all this trauma. I don't deserve to keep this in my body. I don't deserve to store this. Release, forgive yourself, and forgive those who have done any sort of harm to you. The day you forgive those people who have harmed you, no matter how bad it was, you will see that you feel a lot lighter within you, and you start feeling more at peace with yourself. In case you've had an abortion, or in case you've lost someone, or in case you've been really traumatized, what I really recommend is doing a lot of acts of charity. Go to an orphanage, donate money there. Fund a kid, do something, do some good karma if you feel you've done something bad in your life. Charity, acts of giving are the best ways to heal yourself. So please indulge in more and do it from your heart. So start forgiving, start giving, start donating. Clean and heal your sacral chakra, because you deserve the life of passion. And for a human being to exist, it's important to have these desires. So go for those desires, live your life passionately with a lot of abundance, and forgive everyone around you. Here's the thing. If your Swadhisthana is overactive, you're in for a lot of trouble, because you will be a kind of person who'll start getting addicted to things. You may get addicted to porn, you may be oversexed, alcohol, drug abuse. All these things we'll end up doing to numb our pain because of our overactive Swadhisthana. Be mindful of that. You do not want to go down that path, because remember, you have it in you to fix yourself. Be aware. The minute you are aware, remember, your journey towards healing has already begun. Now, if your Swadhisthana is underactive, you will see that you want to stay away from pleasure. You lead a life which actually lacks luster. So you'll start become this very boring person, and no one will want to be with you. So remember, it's important to make sure that your Swadhisthana is balanced, where you know how to lead a balanced and a moderate life, where you enjoy pleasures but without succumbing to any of it. The main reason we are having this session is because we want to have a conversation. This is not a monologue. I want to have a dialogue with all of you. In case I've missed out on few topics, I want you to DM me, write to me, because I'm human at the end of the day, and I may have missed out a few things, or I may have even confused you. Sometimes when we start thinking, we may have a lot of doubts and questions. Reach out to me. I'm here to help you out, because this is a platform for all of us to grow, evolve together.